Hello, miss. Tell me about yourself. For starters, what's your name?
Shirley Taylor,
Information you wanting to close? Where were you born, and how much?
Kennett, Missouri.
Ah, and how many years ago was that?
57 years ago.
Really?
Yes,
Huh. So, can I ask you, how much has music influenced your life over the years?
quite a bit.
Hmm. Can you tell me about a few ways it has?
When I was growing up, I listened to country music. And then in the 80s, I went from country to heavy metal.
Hmm.
And then in the 90s, back to country and heavy metal.
So in the 60s, was it? What kind of country music did you listen to?
I wasn't born till
Okay,
68.
what?
The 70s.
So in the 70s, what kind of country music did you listen to?
Conway Twitty, Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, George Jones, uh, Freddie Hart.
And what was going on around the time that you were listening to them? Can you tell me some events that maybe led you to listen to them, and why did you pick that type of music in those bands?
I just, it made me feel good about myself.
Can you elaborate?
Well, my daddy died when I was 5 years old, and it made me feel close to him.
Huh. So the grief made you want to listen to music about that he would like, so you just started listening to country music, correct?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss, by the way. Um, count. How was life like and back then, and how did it affect your childhood?
Mm, well, in the 80s, I listened to Poison, Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, um, Ozzy Osbourne.
Um, what can you tell me about the earliest memory that involves music? Do you have a specific song?
Mm. I just took a trip to heaven by Freddie Hart.
What was happening the first time you listened to it?
My daddy had just passed away not too long before that.
Huh. Did that how did that make you feel? May I ask?
Sad, lonely. The song made me. I didn't know it was a love song until I got up older, and then I realized what the song was about. But at 5 years old, I was thinking that somebody took a trip to heaven and they didn't have to die to do it.
That's pretty beautiful. Even though a song could be about love, many people can interpret it many other ways. So I can see that. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Um, what song or songs do you recall from your childhood, and how did that make you feel? As you said, you grew up without your father for the rest of it. What kind of music did you listen to? May I ask?
Night Ranger. No, just about anything.
What was happening during the time that you were listening to these?
Going to school.
Did you like it?
I loved school.
As I remember, you told me you graduated, and proud.
Yep.
Um, any singers or bands that you remember from your life? What was the most? What was your top 3 to 5, and why?
Bon Jovi, Poison, Motley Crue.
Can you? Let's start with Bon Jovi. When did you first hear them, and how?
In the 80s.
What was happening during the time, and how did it make you feel?
It made me feel good.
Were you?
I liked their music. I thought they was cute guys.
Aww.
They're all boy bands.
Of course, of course.
Of course.
I have a few bands that are sung by girls. Never really saw their faces, but um, what was happening? Was it like during your high school years, or was it after that?
It was, yeah, last last of the 80s was my high school years.
Okay. Did Did you ever turn to music to help with your life? You told me, as you said earlier, once with your father, you listened to Highway to Heaven to.
I just took a trip to heaven.
I just took a trip to heaven to help you cope. Was there any other times, like during like a bad breakup or anything?
When I had my aneurysm in 1990, music helped me. Because I had to learn how to talk and walk, feed myself, take care of myself all over again. And the music, it stimulated my brain.
I'm sorry you had to go through things like that. I'm glad you had something to help you with. So, did it help or affect you in school? Anyways, I know we talked about a little bit about school, but did you have any troubles at school that it helped you with?
No.
What about in your personal life?
Yeah, some don't want to go there.
Yes, I remember you telling me later. Man, gotta cut that. Anyways, what events are related to music and how did it help? I mean, we already went through that, and
Yeah.
okay. So, tell me about after high school when you were out in the real world for basically the first time. How did music help you during then?
Mm. I guess you could say it kept me from getting into a lot of trouble because I stayed home and listened to my music and took care of my kids.
Okay. Um, how has how have you changed your style of listening as you gotten older?
I still listen to Motley Crue, Poison, and Bon Jovi, but I listen to more Blake Shelton, Reba McEntire, and more country than heavy metal.
Okay, but they're still influencing your life to this day.
Yeah, they're good bands.
Have they influenced the people around you?
Meaning,
Have have you ever uh showed other people your music, and how have they reacted? Do they like it?
some people do, some people don't.
I mean, I know.
They've got their own opinion about it.
I mean, I know I like heavy metal and rock and roll, but not really much of a fan of country. Have you tried to get into other people's music?
Some, some I like, some I don't. I like just about any kind of music. I don't like jazz. I don't like opera. I don't like classical. I like old rock and roll, Elvis, Fats Domino,
Fats Domino was jazz.
uh,
It was jazz and
Chubby Checker, Buddy Holly.
Okay. Is there any other questions? Is there any other things you want to tell me about, like maybe how it's affected your relationship with your family or lovers? I'm sorry. Was that a?
No, thank you.
Okay. Probably don't want to spill your secrets with Pawpaw. How y'all probably like the same music.
He likes some of what I like. I like some of what he likes.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you have a note to leave off with the people?
No.
You don't want to say goodbye or anything.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too. Anyways, that's it. That's it, folks.